Holly, Gracie, lovely to meet you both. What a pleasure. We're out at Seaview today, out at Ferndale Joinery. Can you just let me know what do you guys do here? What's happening?
I'm a project manager. Yep. So I do sort of commercial fit outs and manage those.
Awesome.
Fun.
Amazing.
So I'm an industrial designer. So what I do here is just the residential projects. So I design them and then project management and all that sort of good stuff. So much smaller scale projects, but yeah.
Yeah, amazing. And sisters?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then your dad runs the joint?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys run the joint, don't you?
Secret.
So, yeah. Won't let him know that. You're fantastic.
Don't tell him that.
Yeah. And fantastic. And then are you the only women on site? Do you got other women in the business as well?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
We have one more in the office and then
Two more.
two more now.
Yep. So
They're coming out of the woodwork.
I know.
Yeah. So our lovely accountant and head of procurement, and Amanda, who's on the pricing team as well. So yeah.
Yeah, amazing. And how long have you guys been in the business?
Oh, I'd be about just over 2 years now.
I'm just under 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you find it? How's it being a woman on site?
I love it personally. I've been really lucky to have a great experience here, and just it's great people to work with, and really nice environment actually.
Yeah, I'm always the only woman on site, which I think I used to find a little bit daunting. I'm not even sure why, but I enjoy it. I sort of know what I'm doing, and a little bit of confidence, and it doesn't seem to bother me at all anymore.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to me is someone who's keen to hire a woman? Like, what can I do to kind of get woman ready?
I mean, just whatever you do to get ready for any employers. I mean, I think women are very capable, and there's nothing too special that you need to do. Just make them feel really welcome and just treat them like humans, and they are really good at their jobs. Women are very capable, and the fact that it's sometimes assumed that they aren't, or that special allowances need to be made, it's disappointing. And unfortunately, that is the case, that women are just good at their jobs, and you shouldn't have to do anything too special to allow them to do that.
So it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's really not a big deal at
Yeah.
all, and I think just treating everyone the same. It just doesn't have to be a big deal at all.
We're all busy. Let's just get on with it. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or not. So.
Yeah. And that's the thing, isn't it? Is everyone is usually so busy. There's usually not enough time to worry about any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. So what do you need when you're on site to feel really safe and respected?
I just need female toilets. And as long as there's female toilets, I think, you go on site with the right attitude and everyone's there to get their job done. And if you're all on the same page, then, feel pretty comfortable and
I think,
no big deal.
I think as long as there's like a layer of respect coming from everyone involved in the project, and I obviously got a little bit on site at commercial projects, but a lot of it's residential, and if you're dealing with people that respect women and understand how to treat women, and that they are there to do a job and they are going to be good at it, then it's not as much of an issue. But outside of that, knowing that you have an employer or even co-workers that will have your back if something does go wrong, if you're dealing with someone that isn't treating you in a way that's appropriate, I think knowing that someone has your back, that if you're having an issue, you can go to them and talk to them about it, it's invaluable. I think that having that support behind you and knowing that you can stand up for yourself if you need to, and that you won't be reprimanded for that, is fantastic.
So I can just be a bit more clear and like going, okay, just in case something happens, this is the process. You can come and talk to me and I'll sort it out for you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
just making yourself available and making sure that they know that level of communication is open if they need it. Often it's not needed. I have had a couple of negative experiences. I've made my employer aware of it. They've basically said, look, if anything does happen and it crosses the line, luckily it's never happened, which is fantastic, but knowing that I had that backing was fantastic. So just making sure that level of communication is open with the employees is, really great.
I guess it would be the same with like work safe stuff, right? Health and safety, like guys want to know that they're going to be safe if they get up a ladder or work with machinery. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
is it sort of similar to that?
I'd say so, yeah. Definitely. I think it should be treated at the same level, that you should feel safe, whether it is physically or mentally or, in any sort of circumstance. I think it's very similar, yeah.
Hello, beautiful sisters. Thanks for chatting to me today.
No problem.
Hey, I'm really interested in pathways for women who are thinking about getting into trades. Could you tell me a bit about both of your journeys to becoming what you are today?
Yeah, well, I finished university and gapped it straight to Melbourne. There was just more of an industry over there at the time to be an industrial designer, which is obviously the role that I really wanted. So I went over there and just sent out probably 80 CVs. And I think really personalising that cover letter really, really helps targeting it towards jobs. Got me quite a few interviews, but just going in there and being confident and looking for the right companies and doing a lot of research into them as well, looking at reviews on the companies and making sure they're the sort of places you want to work. And yeah, I was lucky enough to get a couple of great jobs over there, and then flew back over here and started working at Ferndale. So obviously we have a bit of a family connection there, which made it, you know, got a foot in the door, but it was great to have that experience beforehand, and that's definitely what allows me to sort of do my job a bit better now, which is great. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm a hospo girl.
Me too.
Yeah.
I started in hospital.
Yeah, I did about 10 years, and then I sort of was a bit over it, and I did a few bits and pieces with animals and stuff, and then I just basically had this opportunity come up here, and my dad said, I think you'd be a good project manager. I think you've got sort of like people skills and a few other things, and you're organised, and I think you should, you know, take this opportunity and run with it. And yeah, I actually had never considered being a project manager ever, or being in this industry. Actually, it's kind of funny. We sort of ended up here, and I've just loved it. I absolutely love it. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's such a perfect lead-in, because my next question was kind of about transferable skills. So obviously working in hospo, you've managed to like gain those skills. And so what would you say to women who are in a career now but thinking about moving into something else in the trades?
It's an awesome industry. It's fast-paced. It's exciting. The work's always really interesting. I feel like I'm constantly being challenged and constantly learning, which is something that I think, you know, a lot of women really need in a role to stay interested and engaged. You know, I just love it, and I think that if you have any kind of like people skills, don't feel like you need to know everything about the tools of the trade necessarily before you get started. That's something you can pick up along the way, I think.
Because Grace was actually quite hesitant at first. You know, our father obviously saw a lot of potential in her, and she was like, oh God, but I've got no experience in the industry. Like, what are you doing? I'm not right for this role. And then I think very quickly after you started, you realised, oh, actually, I'm used to dealing with difficult customers and high levels of communication and fast-paced environment. So I think you often have a lot more skills that are transferable than you really realise. And I think, it's just worth
and
giving
a
it a go.
supportive workplace, you know, who are all, you know, you knew, here's how you do this. And I think if you come in with the right attitude, like, you know, I'm the newbie, teach me what you do, you know, and, you know, get a bit more, you know, hands-on and get on site and understand what's going on. And
That's so awesome. And it's so great to see too that there are options to not be on the tools, right? Like as women, sometimes we think of trades as just purely that. So there's this other side of it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, definitely. It's not always sort of as physical as that. I mean, we to and fro a little bit. We're sort of all over the place, you know, like physically going to sites and things like that. But we spend most of our time here keeping things organised and putting all the pieces together.
Also,
Yeah.